Hi, everybody. I love this song. That's all I gotta say about that. Ken, what's for dinner today? You know what I'm gonna do, Dink? I'm gonna turn it on. Let me see what Oracle deck I have first before I forget.
Smoke in the sky, my hands in the dirt, carrying the weight, the sin and the hurt. Thought I was done, thought I was through.
All right, let's see how this goes.
Mercy came running
Let's see how it goes. I'm going to...
past in glory, pain and grace. I've walked through fire,
All right. Let's do you guys' oracles.
through every shadow, every story, from the
Let's see. What do I have for Ken today? Here we go. This is the Spirit Guardian of Autumn, the Letting Go card. Thanks for the heart, me. Let's see. Surrender. All is well. You don't have to do it alone. The Creator is at your side. Letting go can heal the need to be in control, the stress of unfulfilled expectations, the anguish of needing to decide how things should be, and the tension of wanting others to act in a particular way. These things lead to unhappiness. Letting go opens the space for relaxation, healing, and success. Of course, there are times to hold on as if your life depended on it, but now is the time to surrender. You aren't succumbing to forces outside of yourself. Instead, you're opening to your inner guidance and to your soul. And when you let go, the creative forces of the universe can flow through you. The Spirit Guardian of Autumn says, relinquish control and let spirit take over. You don't need to do everything yourself. Release whatever in life doesn't serve you. Clutter, clear your life, and simply open your heart. Let go and allow spirit to help and support you. Ken, that was a good one. Hi, Jamie. Felicia, if you're looking for a guide reading, they're up here on the viewer wishes. All right, let's see. What do I got for Dinky today? Let's see. This is the Bluebird Spirit of Happiness. It's also number 7. Let's see. This card is the Harbinger of Delight. Celebrate and have fun. Embrace life, yourself, and others, and say yes today. Soar to the clouds and let your doubts dissolve. All is well. It is simple. Your purpose in life is to experience happiness, and that's all that's required of you as a soul. You do not need to be unhappy to please another. Whatever your circumstances, there's always something that can bring you delight, and what you put your attention on will grow. When you focus on the areas of your life that bring you happiness, these areas will grow in power. That was a good one. Hi, Brat from Saturn. Welcome back, my friend. Thanks for the heart me. Let's see. Dinky, that was a good one. Hi, Leah. I was about to come down there. All right, let's see. What do I have for Brat today? This is the fire spirit of energy. Let's see. Take action. This is not time to hold back in life. Do not repress what you feel or allow yourself to be drained by others. If you strive to meet everyone's expectations and fulfill the needs of others, but forget to honor your own needs, your energy field becomes depleted and dull. Break free of your constraints, whether self-inflicted or imposed on you by others. Activate your verve and your passion and give your emotions free rein. Waves of energy will surge through you as you spontaneously express yourself. Running on your own resources, however, can be depleting. Allow the Creator to flow through you and be open to receive, knowing that you don't have to do it all yourself. This replenishes your soul and supports you in accessing enormous amounts of energy. That was fabulous. We've been doing some good cards today. I hope everyone... Carly! Carly, do I have permission to come over there and tell you one thing you need to know? Thanks for the follow. Hello, Claire. Hi, Courtney. Hello. I hope everyone is having a beautiful Saturday. Don't forget, if you're someone who's over in the shadow world, the new guided meditation was today. All right, let's see. Carly, do you have a hard time expressing your feelings? Like, do you sometimes feel like it's not worth sharing, so you keep your mouth shut about a lot of things? Okay, the one thing you need to know is this. That is a direct correlation to your self-worth and the beliefs that you hold within your solar plexus. So you might sometimes feel like you have this big ball in the back of your throat that's invisible. It's the blockage of all that energy, of all the things you want to say and share, but you don't feel that you're worth sharing them. So one thing to know is when you feel that big ball in your belly and in your throat, know that you're not sharing your truth and you're not being true to yourself. So speak. You have a lot to share. That's for everybody too. Share it. Don't suppress it for other people, and don't make yourself small. Thanks for letting me in your energy, my friend. All right, who's Leah? I think I saw Leah. Hold on, I'm going to try to keep up with it. Hello, Claire. I hope everyone is having a beautiful day. Brat, thank you for the Rosa. All right, let's see. I'm going to Leah next. Let's see what we got for Leah today. Leah, you have a headache? Did you like it, Claire? Leah, this is the Water Spirit Manifesting Dreams card. Let's see. Leah, do you want some help getting it to move? Your dreams can come true, truly. However, there are a few steps necessary for this to occur. First, believe that you deserve it. Know that you are worthy because you are. Act as if your dreams has already come true. Move your body like someone whose desires have manifested. Most important, you must also take action in the direction of your dreams. This is not the time to sit around and passively wait for things to turn out. Give deeply and fully of who you are, for the more you give, the more you will receive. Allow your emotions and feelings to flow. Don't repress or suppress the truth of your soul. As you focus on gratitude for what you already have, more joy and abundance will grow in your life. That was fabulous, Leah. All right, Leah, I'm going to pull Claire's card, and then we're going to do your energy work. Get rid of your headache. All right. What do I have for Claire today? Let's see. What does Claire need to know for the day? This is the expansion card, Claire. The Spirit Guardian of Summer. Let's see. Vitality, health, success, abundance, healing, passion are expanding in your life. However, you can't just sit back and wait for it to happen. The energy of summer is the energy of working with passion in the direction of your dreams. Give it everything you've got, and immense reward will follow. Do not sit on the sidelines. Work hard, play hard. Your labor will pay off. If you hold back and repress what you feel during this time, you will become drained and your spirit will wane. This is not the time to take care of everyone else. This is the time to step forward with passion and delight. You'll be glad that you did. Claire, that was pretty good, I must say. Savannah, thanks for the heart me. All right, I'm going to pull this one, and then I'm going to pause cards for a second so I can do Leah's energy work. All right, let's see. What do I have for Savannah today? What we got? This is the Enchanted Fern Grotto Refuge card. Let's see. This is the time to let go. Seek and find your inner refuge. Take time for deliberation and reflection. In times of retreat, you can truly hear the voice of your soul. If you've been pushing hard or struggling to keep something going, this is the time to be still and nurture your inner world. Draw nourishment from the wellspring within you. That was a good one. Okay, Leah, do I have permission to come on over and visit and see what we can do about your headache? You're so welcome, my friend. Also, if you're someone who's checking out the showcase and you're looking at the gingerbread latte, it's in here. And Dinky also thinks it's really good, so I'm not just BSing you. Thanks for the rose. Blessing girl, I don't do yes and no's. Why don't you call Roger and ask him if he's coming back or not? You would get a way quicker answer, I promise. All right, let's see, Leah. Leah, have you been feeling girl? Roger is not coming back. He's gone. He's flown the coop. He's run away. Leah, do you feel like you have a big, energetic ball in the back of your throat the last couple days? Have you been having stomach stuff too? Yeah, it's like a weird heartburn. All right, let's do this. Leah, what I want to do is, I want to tell you to drink water, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is tell Otto I approve of this message. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to close our eyes, okay? Leah, I want you to take a really deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. And let it go. You're going to feel really heavy at your feet. It's going to go right up into your belly and into your throat. Big rush of energy in your throat. Some pressure in the back of your heart space. Big rush of energy in your chest up to your throat. One more big rush of energy in your chest. Leah, I want you to imagine that in the center of your chest is this really pretty purple light. Every time you are taking a breath in, that light is getting bigger and bigger until it envelops you in a shield. Leah, what I want you to do is I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. And then let it go. And come back to me and tell me how you feel. Okay. I don't know if you have time later, but we did a meditation and energy work earlier. I uploaded it. If you want to go do it, I think that's something that would also help. Also, Leah, building in a practice every day to ground yourself and cut your cords is something that will also help mitigate. Nikki, I am in the middle of yakking, so give me a minute, I promise. So doing something to get a grounding process and in cutting your cords will help with some of that. It does, big time. You're lying, Nikki, but that's okay. All right, let me go back. Hold on. Boom. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Okay. I see. Let's see. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. 1 second. Bear with me. I gotta get through all these freaking yes and no's that showed up. Hold on. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Monica, thank you for the roses. Heather. All right, that's where I'm at right now. So I have Big Bird, Cody, Kendra, Monica, and Heather. So let's see. What do I got for Big Bird today? Doo-doo-doo. Don't forget, today's also the last day for alignment audits. Big Bird, this is the Toadstool's growth card. It's number 44. So let's see. Things that have been incubating beneath the surface are going to be coming to fruition. Get clear on your goals and dreams because rapid growth is ahead. Be ready for these projects to come to fruition because you must first be starkly honest about what you want. Ask yourself, is this really what I want? And believe in miracles. Also, in the time ahead, you might discover a spiritual guru or step into a new spiritual path. You might find that you're providing expansive spiritual growth for others simply by being who you are. Make sure that your foundations are in place because once this growth begins, you'll be in for the journey of a lifetime. Big Bird, fabulous. Cody, thank you for the 2026 too, my friend. Let's see. What do I got for Cody today? This is the storm spirit of chaos. This card acknowledges potential chaos or the need for chaos as an activator for healing in your life. You aren't going to marry him if you use me for communication, I'll tell you that. Spiritual chaos allows for the dissolution of outmoded beliefs, so expansive, energetic life force energy can fill your life. If you're experiencing upheaval right now, know that the underlying energy is restorative. Embrace it rather than deny or suppress it. You're being healed on all levels. Of course, take time to find the calm in the storm, but also understand that the chaos can be beneficial in many ways. It can activate your creative life force. And alternatively, if your life is too calm to the point of being stagnant, this card suggests that it might be time to create some chaos in your life. Boom! Cody, fabulous. Kendra, I'm coming to you, then I'm going to Monica. Heather, are you still here? It is. It is. It is. Thank you. My guides have been screaming at me to Anita, I don't want to say your name wrong. Ankita, you're on the list, my friend. Promise. There is a list going, guys. So just bear with me. I'm going as quick as I can. All right. Kendra, let's see. Paulina, why don't you text Michael and ask him if you'll see him next week? It'll go way quicker. Way quicker than asking me. All right, what do I got for Kendra? This is the Spirit Guardian of Winter. It's the Retreat card. Let's see. This card indicates that it's time to pull back from people and situations that don't empower or support you. Let go of anything or anyone that drains you and protect yourself from less than positive influences. It's time to renew your energy, incubate your dreams for the future, and make plans for tomorrow. But remember that this is the season of rest and recuperation. Kendra, fabulous. All right, Monica, then Heather, then Akita, and then Queen. Ooh, Monica, this is so funny. It's the trust card. Oh my goodness, act surprised. Let's see. Caves have long been considered secret passageways to sacred powers and forces. Certain shamanic initiations occurred in caves because they were thought to be places where your intuition could be activated. The appearance of this card is a message to believe in your intuition no matter where it takes you. Have faith in yourself. Sorry, Jack's pissing me off. 1 second. Stop. He's already fucking made himself bleed today. The appearance of this card is a message to believe in your intuition no matter where it takes you. Have faith in yourself and know that you're divinely guided, even when you have doubts. Trust your feelings about others and about situations. You're exactly where you need to be. Trust in the foundation of the ability to manifest. Everything was created because someone believed that it was possible. Patience is absolutely crucial in the application of this principle. Okay, let's see. Why does this keep popping up? That's annoying. Okay, let's see. Rebecca! Hi! Okay, Heather, I'm coming to you. Let's see. What do we have for Heather today? This is the Mystic Meadow Sanctuary card. Let's see. This card appears as a reminder to replenish your inner resources. It's time to renew your energy and make tending to your own needs a priority. Practice extreme self-care and protect yourself from less than positive influences in your life. The message here is to take shelter, retreat into your home, or spend time in places where you feel at home. Mend physical objects, organize your possessions, and heal relationships. That was fabulous. Okay. Next I have Ankita, and then Queen, and then Rebecca. So let's see. Ankita, are you still here with me, my friend? Do. Rebecca, did you get sushi? All right, Ankita, let's see. Thank you for being patient. This is the Guardian of the Land Protection card. Let's see. You are enough just as you are. No matter what has happened or occurred in the past, the truth is that you are absolutely and unconditionally enough as you are. You are loved and you are cherished. Do not be concerned about outside forces and the judgment and expectations of others. You're protected in your own energy field. Sure. All right, I'm going to Rebecca. Let's see. What do we have for Rebecca today? Let's see. Rebecca, this is the Truth card. This is the Raven Spirit. Courtney, how come you're not on this list, ma'am? Would you like one? Stark honesty is called for at this time in your life. In ancient Greece, it was believed that ravens carried messages from the gods, and because of their acute vision, they were thought to be the bringers of truth. The soul loves the truth. What is your truth regarding your life? Be honest with yourself and speak from your heart. Listen for what is sincere and honest in others, and step away from those who are cagey and duplicitous. The hardest thing about living your truth is knowing exactly what that is. However, there is a place inside of you that always knows what is real and what isn't. Release situations and people with whom you find yourself less than honest for fear of being judged or not accepted. Rebecca, that was fabulous. Okay, so a couple things. Alignment audits, today's the very, very last day. I have spots in this live for readings if you're someone who would like one. And then the new the new meditation came out today too, if you want to check it out. All right, let's see. Courtney. Beth, would you like a card, my friend? What do we have for Courtney today? Ooh, I bent that one, dude. This is the Aspen Spirit of Courage. Look at, I bent it. It's number 3. If the Aspen card has shown up in your life today, it brings a message of courage, protection, community, and the ability to face and overcome obstacles in life. Know that you're protected and you are safe. You are ready to step forward with courage and grace no matter what seems to be blocking your way. The Aspen's network of roots is a sign that you should be open to support from others. Combine your effort with like-minded individuals. You don't need to do it all alone. This may be a good time to bond with people over a creative project or a community endeavor. Courtney, fabulous. All right, what do we got for Otto? This is the Foggy Bog Patience card. Let's see. The message of this card is to be quiet and still. This time is not right to go forward now. It is hard to see what lies ahead, and the truth of things may not be as they initially appear. Events that seem one way may, in fact, be completely different. Just as the egret exhibits great patience as he waits for a fish to emerge, so too must you be still and allow the truth to emerge. In this state of obscured visibility, your imagination can surge forward and spark your intuition. It can wait long enough, your sixth sense will be ignited. Listen to your inner yearnings and pay attention to those seemingly random thoughts. Water represents emotions, feelings, and the subconscious. When the water becomes condensed as fog, it obscures the true shape of things. We can't see clearly the way we can in the light, and if we move forward, we risk getting caught in acidic, waterlogged soil and decaying plant matter. Or one of them plant galls that I posted earlier, because that was fucking freaky looking. It looked like an anatomical heart, dude. All right, Beth, what we got? Otto, that was fabulous. What do we have for Beth today? You're welcome. This is the Guardian of the Land Protection card, Beth. Let's see. You are enough just as you are. No matter what has happened or occurred in the past, the truth is that you are absolutely and unconditionally enough as you are. You are loved and you are cherished. Do not be concerned about outside forces and the judgments and expectations of others. You're protected in your own energy field. This card can appear when you feel you need to take steps to protect your energy, and while the Guardians of the Land will help you out, you must also be responsible for your own well-being. Queen, you ready, my friend? Beth, that was fabulous. A A couple things I want to remind you of. If you are someone who's seen my videos today, that gingerbread latte is probably one of my favorite things that I did a review on today next to the black outfit. I would take the gingerbread latte over the outfit though if I had to. But they're on it, I'm telling you. They're always pretty good about the cards they throw people. What'd everybody do today? Anything fun and exciting? I get that. Me too. Me too. Ooh, Beth, that sounds good. Girl, you were up early. I saw you post in the court at like 5 a.m. Ooh, was it like candlepin bowling? Dude, have you done the light bowling with like the glow, like the neon one? No, I was asked if you were ready and I didn't hear anything, so I didn't do it yet. Jana, welcome back. I don't do yes and no's at all. Nope, even if you paid me, I wouldn't do it. All right, Queen, let's see. Left or right? Oh, fair. Fair. You should petition. Start like a theme night or something. This is the Wolf Spirit family card. Your family has your back. For some people, their family are those related by blood, while for others, their friends are their true family. Many might find that it is their connection to those in spirit who are indeed their true family. Whoever and wherever your family right now, they're supporting you and you are safe. You can safely communicate your truth with family members. This is the time to be willing to communicate from the depth of your being. Be willing to stand, talk, and address others from the center of your being. This heals. Perfect. There you go. Look at how that worked out. That was pretty cool. So I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. So what I mean by that is I hope you've done something for you today. Not what have you done for other people? How can you save the world today? I mean, I hope you've had a fabulous day where you were able to do something for yourself. Sorry, I'm giving myself a headache holding my hair up there. I would like to remind you that today is the very, very last day to book alignment audits. So if you are someone who would like to grab one, they're 33 doll hairs. Feel free to book it for whatever time you want, and that is when it will appear around that time in your inbox. And then there was a new meditation that came out today if you're someone over in the shadow world. Is there anyone who's been waiting for a card who hasn't had it yet? Leah, when do you go get to hang out with the goat? Everybody's so quiet. Why are we so quiet? Oh, cute. I hope you post more pictures for us to see. Baby girl, thanks for the follow. I support that. I'm gonna be late on dinner time, but he'll be fine. I also gotta change over the laundry. We're closing in on our 5,500 goal. We'll see how it goes. We're closing in. So don't forget alignment audits. It is the last day to book an alignment audit. If you would like one, you're entered into a waffle to do your soul design. And then new meditation came out today. And don't forget, Trisha, go text the man for fuck's sake. Go text him. And don't come online and ask me. If he wants to, go text him. Communicate. Yes and no questions are not a way to skirt communication. Talk to each other. Talk. Hi, Flea. Hi, Jen Marie, you beautiful boo thing. I saw that. I saw. I have so much fun doing them. So, today is the very, very last day to book it. And they'll all be done by Monday. So if you are someone who books one, you will have it by end of day Monday, to be very honest with you. Jen, do you want a card for the day? And then I'm trying to think of what else. Oh, Soul Sessions is tomorrow. So if you're someone who hangs out in the sanctuary, make sure you hang out for Soul Sessions tomorrow. All right, Jen, let's see. Jen, this is the Rainbow Waterfall Miracles card. The rainbow after a storm represents hope and promise for a bright future. Know now that the gifts of the universe are flowing into your life. This is your time. Let go of fear and doubt. All is well. You don't have to do it yourself. Let the Creator step in and solve challenges for you in a mysterious and wondrous way. In some beliefs, rainbows are considered a promise from above that all was well. Remember that your life is a miracle. Just as a rainbow carries all colors in every spectrum of the electromagnetic field, water is the element of emotions and feelings, so your heart is opening wider and wider. Your capacity to receive love and give love is expanding. Hi, Whit. How are you, my friend? That was a good one. These are super pretty cards. If you're someone who's interested in this deck, I have it pinned. It's the Sacred Forest deck. And if you're someone who's new to Oracle, it's a good way to start your day. Like if you have a practice, you're so welcome, that you build in every day. This is a good deck for that. It's not too like overpowering on themes is the best way I can say that. Sometimes you need a nap. That's fine. Sometimes we all need a nap, you know? Sometimes we all need one. I am good. Thank you for asking. Samantha! Hi, Boo Thing. How are you? How you feeling? Sam, do you want a card? I'd be happy to pull an Oracle card for you if you would like one. Hi, Bree. I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope you've all done something for you too today, truthfully. What's everybody doing for dinner? Anyone doing anything exciting? Last night I did get pizza, just so everybody knows. It was great. Thanks for the Go Populars, Boo Thing. Flea, thanks for the roses. YouTheBomb.com. Ooh, that sounds good. That also sounds good. A sausage makes my belly upset, unless it's turkey sausage. Pork sausage hurts my belly. Sam, thanks for the confetti. YouTheBomb.com. Hi, Danielle. I hope you guys are all having a good day. If you're someone who would like an Oracle card, let me know. Even if you can't send to heart me, just let me know. I would be happy to do it for you. Just don't lie to me about it, because that's weird bitch behavior. Anyway, and today is the last day to grab alignment audits. They're $33 hairs. Whatever time you book them for is the time it shows up in your email. Sunny, you know what? Sometimes we need to take a break. As Ken says, every day can be Saturday if you put the effort into it. So sometimes we need to do nothing. Just take a break and be present with yourself. That's doing something, in my opinion. That's doing something. Sunny, you want an Oracle card today? That way we can say you did something for the day. Okay. Well, I hope you have a good day continuing to do nothing. It'll be fabulous. Flea, let's see, my friend, what we got. Flea, left or right? Thanks. I try. Honesty's the best policy. This is the Dragonfly Spirit Change card. Let's see. This card is letting you know that it's all right to change directions. It's okay to change your mind, and you don't need to be consistent at every turn. This is the time to put the traditions and expectations of others aside. Instead, you're called to create your own traditions. You're free to express yourself and let your spirit fly. Dragonflies are acrobats of the sky, and not only can they fly backwards, they fly upside down and turn 360 degrees, and while looking graceful as they do so. Dragonfly Spirit urges you to take on her same fearless daring. Go beyond predictable behavior. Just because something has always been done a certain way doesn't mean it needs to be continued to do it that way. Sam, thanks for all the shares, my friend. Divinely welcome back, my friend. Thanks for the heart me. Were you a diver, Sunny? Okay, I saw Bree. All right, Bree, let's see what we got. I'm doing Bree, and then I'm going to Divinely. Bree, this is the Stag Spirit of Leadership. You are welcome. Let's see. In many traditions, the elusive and mysterious white stag is considered king of the forest. With his noble antlers and his proud stance, he carries a commanding energy. This card is calling you to claim leadership of your life. Now is the time to step out of the shadows and become a beacon for others. Don't allow anyone or anything to dim your light. You may be asked to take on a position of authority. Even if you've been in the background in the past, this is your time to step up and shine. Remember that a leader isn't necessarily defined by age, status, or income. A true leader is someone who is commanding, passionate, and motivating. They have a vision and are able to make decisions with clarity and strength. Sam, thanks for the roses. Ooh, thebomb.com. I appreciate you. Okay, Divinely, my friend, you're up next. Bree, that was fab. What do we have for... Hi, Nikki. What do we have for Divinely today? What we got? This is the Reflecting Pool of Stillness. Bye, Sam. Have a good day. All right, let's see. In stillness, your power emerges. Tap into your inner sacred witness to discover the dwelling place of your soul. In profound peace and silence, you can discover the truth of your being. If you are in pain, go into the stillness until you find the source. Resist the temptation to indulge in feelings of overwhelm, urgency, and emergency. There is always a higher truth. Seek it out. Your soul loves what is real and honest. In quietude, the truth emerges. Move past the hustle and chatter of life into sweet stillness. Finally, that was fab. That was super good. So don't forget, today, last day to book an alignment audit. You're welcome. New meditation came out today. Tomorrow is soul sessions. Is there anyone who's been waiting for a card who hasn't had one? I also feel like I want to do a past life reading. Is Courtney in here? Do you want to do a past life reading? Hold on, I want to turn this off while we do it, because I don't want to get a violation. They're going to tell me I'm directing people to the underworld or something. Hold on a second. All right, let me change my music. Nikki, thanks for the heart me. No, it's just you. Just you. Okay, hold on. I'm going to pull Nikki's card. Then I also got to change the music. Otherwise, I will sing the entire time I'm trying to do a reading, and that gets very confusing, I will tell you. It's like ADHD brain and spirit brain, and they're competing up there. So no lyrics. Okay. Let's see. What do we got for Nikki today? What we got? This is the Spirit Guardian of Summer expansion card. I don't do yes and no questions. I'm allergic. I go into anaphylactic shock. See? Can't ask them. You'll go to jail for attempted murder. Vitality, health, success, abundance, healing, and passion are expanding in your life. However, you can't sit back and wait for it to happen. The energy of summer is the energy of working with passion and the direction of your dreams. Give it everything you've got, and immense reward will follow. Do not sit on the sidelines. Work hard, play hard. Your labor will pay off. If you hold back and repress what you feel during this time, you will become drained and your spirit will wane. This is not the time to take care of everybody else. This is the time to step forward with passion and delight. You'll be glad that you did. Oh, God. Okay. So, I'm going to drink my gingerbread mushroom chai latte tea. We love the TikTok shop. Okay. And not cheese. Courtney, can I come visit? Spirit's really good like that. I give them all the credit. All the credit. Hello, Killa. What's up, my friend? Courtney, I hope you're not being filtered. Can I come visit? This just made a weird noise. It was like crunchy. I didn't see that coming. Okay, come in. You've been dealing with some heaviness in your chest the last like weekish or so. And you feeling like a lot of pressure that's not really pressure in the back of your throat? Are you really worried about something? You don't have to put yourself on Front Street. I'm just asking a general question. Just a general question out there, you know. You don't need to fill me in. I'm looking at it. I mean, still fill me in. I wasn't trying to be rude in that statement. I hope it didn't come off that way. Now I'm over here going, was that a rude response? I didn't mean it to be. Okay. I got one more question. You've been having belly stuff too? Upper belly, not lower belly. Thanks, honey. Okay. One second. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you how odd this was, because this usually doesn't. So when I first checked in with my guide, the next thing that like I saw was like, right, like holding hands. Okay, I don't know how else to say that. Like two people standing in front of each other, holding each other's hands like this, you know? And then all of a sudden I started to get this like heartbeat in my chest, right? Which is a sign that I need to pay attention. There's a connection to something. Okay. So when I asked him what he was trying to show me, he put me into this lifetime. And so what I want to tell you is I think there is something we're going to look at from this lifetime that has to do with this heaviness in your chest. The other thing is when I first clicked in here, right, I'm sitting on a dock, and it's not like a fancy dock. It's like a real rudimentary, like made of wood and slab dock. The thing that is super like sticking out to me though is the water is like blue. I mean like teal blue, like the sand is really light, and so is the water. When I look further down where we're sitting, right, you're a woman in this lifetime. You're just sitting on the dock with your feet hanging in the water. There is like thatched huts. Like the roof is like thatched. I'm also informed that we're on an island. I'm also told that this is an indigenous lifetime. The other thing is I can kind of tell you, I think, where, because you have a big tattoo right here. I need to tell you what it looks like. It's important. It's a big line, a thick one. Then there's a thin one, another thin one, and then a thicker one on each side that kind of loops in. The other thing is your hair is like really, it's like to your butt. It's jet black. So this is obviously an older indigenous rural tropical community. When I look specifically at your timeline, I see that in this lifetime you had a partner who passed early. I also see that he was someone who was influential within this community. It looks like you had 3 kids in this lifetime. 2 were boys, I'm informed, and 1's a girl. The other thing is I think you had something with your left ankle in this lifetime. I actually wouldn't be surprised if every now and then your left ankle acts up and you don't know why. Especially in times of high stress. Wouldn't be shocked by that. 2, water is super important to you in this lifetime because it's there was a lot that you did in your community with it, like deity work and elements and like how the community was served. The other thing too that's super specific is I keep seeing you, like you would go sit on this dock and like watch the stars. The stars were super important in this lifetime. The other thing I feel the need to say that's come up is this one bird. I don't know if it's trying to tell me like where we are, but it's a littler bird, but it's green and red. Like, okay, so he has like red blush cheeks, right? And then he's green. And then like under his wings is red, but he's green. So he's like red, and then he goes green. There's a couple things. There's a soul cycle here that relates to the easiest way I can describe it is basically taking your power back in helplessness. So it looks like in this lifetime, I don't know how to kindly say this. It looks like in this lifetime you relied on a lot of other people to do things. Like the men in this community were really who like was relied on to do everything. And so when your husband passed in this lifetime, it was really hard. And you ended up having to rely on other people. This is just a part of the cycle of starting to need to take your power back. You'll go through cycles where you don't really have much, and then you'll go through cycles where you have to make the decision to do it. The other thing that I see along with these cycles is like the cycle of hermiting. And don't make yourself small or hold yourself back from the world either, because it looks like in this timeline that I'm looking at, you had a lot of opinions and a lot of thoughts. I also get the impression that you had a lot of like your own spiritual experiences, but as a woman, it wasn't something you were really allowed to share. They weren't just as important as the male experience, if that makes sense. I asked if you've seen this lifetime before, and they show me like the center of this community, right where it's like kind of like a circle. There's like a fire in the middle, and then there's like thatched houses around it, and that bird is like existing on like one of the front of like the houses or whatever. It's not a railing, I don't know what you call it, but it's like just like this outcropping part of the hut. I actually wouldn't be surprised if you like to draw in the sand. I know that's a super weird thing to say, but you used to doodle a lot in sand and like dirt and like just like in like you it's kind of like gives me the impression of like leaving your mark. Um there's also something about fish in this lifetime. I just can't tell. There's a connection to the fish that like something about fish being very prominent, like main in this community. I also just get something about like giving thanks about fish. It's a very specific looking fish too. It's like a silvery fish. I don't know how I'd have to, it's not like the rainbow fish, but so as I look further down the timeline, it looks like you passed it like a typical, age for this community of just basic old age. And it looks like your son, like one of your sons became to be prominent within the community. But he also looks like he has a cycle of power and control to deal with, but on the opposite end of what you experienced. The other thing I want to say too is this timeline, like this sun, the timeline is very bright. And usually when I see that, it means that this is someone that you've had multiple lifetimes with. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if they're somewhere now and you interact with them on a regular basis. You also used to make art with plants. That's the only way I can describe this. It's like rudimentary floral designs, but like in sand. I don't know how else to describe it. What I want to tell you is this. If you ever wanted to ask your guides to show you this lifetime, I think there is something for you to personally uncover about your worth and how you see it and receive it through your heart space. Because I think in this timeline, there is that deep-seated unworthiness that also comes from things that have happened in other timelines. And it's something to work through to gradually start taking your power back in that. You had really dark eyes. That's the other thing I want to say too. If you've ever looked at yourself in this timeline, your eyes are like dark amber. One thing I'm just going to tell you, Courtney, before I get out of here is this is a lifetime where you spent a lot of time in service to others and neglecting your own needs. So please make sure, if that is something you may find yourself doing in this current incarnation, that you try to take some more time for you. I know, easier said than done. All right, hold on. The there's like a certain type of music. Like it's like a certain I heard it right as I left. Hold on a second. I've heard that before. It's like a certain, it's a really long wood instrument. Hold on a second. Is that what it's called? Hold on. 1 second. What is that thing? Let's see. I guess the only thing I've found is like, it's called it's just long. Like it's called a Anasazi flute. There's also a Hopi flute, but I really think it's very specific to that tattoo was really, that's really interesting. If I ever find the actual music that I hear it play, I'll send it in the chord. Uh-oh, hold on. Ugh. Let me see. This isn't it. It was kind of like deeper. Okay, let me go back through the comments because I saw what Monica said. Sure. What is that thing? Let's look at that. What does that do? How do we spell that? D-I. Yeah. Yeah. What Monica said. That thing. It was made by termites. That's pretty cool, I gotta be very honest with you. Let's see if we can find what it sounds like. Let's see. I looked it up and it pulled up Figaro. That's a plus. 1 second. Oh, found it. You know what I want to look up while I think of it? Oh my god, it's the bird. Let me try to get a picture of it. I think it's the, hold on. So it looks like Australia has a king parrot, but he looks more like, okay, so there's two it could be in the way I just saw them. So this would be the first one. Okay, and then the next one is that one. I have to tell you this music sounds kind of like a parrot, a little bit. So that was pretty interesting. I love past life readings. I think they're super fun. Yeah, that's kind of honestly like kind of what it looked like when I first looked at it, was an Amazon parrot. It does. You know, I also learned the difference between big cats the other day. Did you know a big cat is distinguished by whether they purr or roar? And a cheetah purrs, it doesn't roar, which means it's technically considered a small cat. Ain't that crazy? Little Bubba Bird. See? Claire knows. Claire's like, I know what those things are. I gotta be honest, Courtney, I think you spent some time over in Claire's neck of the woods. That's my vote. I think you spent some time over there. Court, thanks for letting me do that. That was fun. I always have fun doing them. Now you're going to have to ask your guides to bring you there and you'll have to go look. It makes sense. You should listen to it. See, what I would do, honestly, Courtney, is if you're someone who finds yourself like, let me tell you this story real quick. So there has been some times that music has really hit me out of nowhere and I wanted to know why. And so what I've done is there have been times where I've turned it on and I've meditated to it. The first one was actually Native American. I was at a tribal thing and they were singing and dancing. I started crying. I couldn't tell you why. And every time I would go, I would sob. And so I had to sit and meditate and figure out what is going on. So I was able to find a past life with that. The other thing is there's this it's like really like deep cathedral music and like the dark cello, like gothic in a cathedral music. And the first time I meditated to that to try to see where it was coming from, went right to that life. And it was in a humongous cathedral. It was pretty sweet. So if you're someone who has, like, if there's a certain music that sticks out to you that makes you emotional, that makes you feel a certain type of way, look into it. I also say this about, like, if you have a certain time period that you're interested in, if there's a certain historical event that you're super interested in, check them out because there's usually a tie to it. What I'll tell you is the first experience I ever had with a deity, I was a teenager, and like for months I had been really interested in learning about this pantheon and this one specific god, and my dad could not figure out why I was just so like enamored with it. And I didn't either, but I just wanted all the information. And then, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months after I started looking into him, he appeared one day. So I'm telling you, if you feel drawn to something, look into it. I actually did something today. I was on Discord with Ken and Dinky. I don't know, Ken. Yeah, and I don't know if I have it. But during that meditation, I saw something new that I hadn't seen before. And so I drew it really quick. And then I went to go look it up, and we were able to look up some stuff and like see some things that I never would have been able to put together. So it was pretty cool. It was like I drew it and then I was able to go find it in Google. So it was pretty fun. Pretty fun. Do. Oh, Silas, it's 'cause I'm cool, my dude. Maybe one day you'll hang out with us too. Is there anyone who's been waiting on an oracle card? Or is there anyone who has questions about past lives or anything? And also, today is your last day to grab alignment audits if you're someone who would like one. Yeah, I think past life stuff is so fun. And again, before someone jumps down the throat of the belief police, I call them past lives because it's easier to understand time that way for most people. The way I see them, they're linear is the best way, but I will continue to use past so it's easy to digest the information. Ariel is also a cool kid that hangs out with us. This is that gingerbread latte stuff, so if you want to check it out, feel free. I'm going to be honest, I know it's a little pricey, but the shipping is free and you also get like a month's worth at a time. So I get that, Beth. The way I did it was I asked to look at past lives that are prominent to the experience you're having now. That was hard. That's pretty cool, Wit. I like that. I think they're super fun. I think there's a lot to learn from them too. That's one of the reasons that I honestly started doing them, because I knew there was things that we could learn from doing them. And that's really what my whole goal is, just to help people learn about themselves, because once you learn about yourself, you can kind of take control of what you do, because you know why you do it. If that makes any sense. Claire! Thanks for the money gun, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nudabomb.com. Do. That makes sense. Oh, I give them all the credit, honestly. They've taught me a lot, and I just started sharing it with people regardless of what other people think. One thing I will tell you is, hello! Sharing this information is really funny depending on what app you're on, because while people can be mean on this app, they're way worse on YouTube. And then obviously we have the Patreon, so we can talk about whatever we want and we don't have to deal with that. But it's just so funny to see the difference between things. Whitney, I can see that. That's a big theme in a lot of people. I've done quite a lot of people's soul contracts over the last month, and one of the big themes is a lot of people are working through their karma stuff. And I don't mean karma in a bad thing, because I think people get confused of what karma means, but karma is really just the cycle you've agreed to learn about. All right, let's see, V, what we got. Hello. That went flying. Did you? This is the Thicket of Thorns Uncertainty card. It's good. There's a ton to digest. Ton to digest in there. When we talk about something that is thorny, it means that it is difficult or challenging. If it feels that you are stuck in some area of your life, you're right. When you are truly uncertain about what direction to take, be still. Do not struggle to get ahead, as you'll only immerse yourself even deeper in the briars. The first step to move forward is to acknowledge where you are. Instead of asserting that you're not stuck, accept the truth. The universe desires your success, and it only requires that you wait until the path is ready for you. Acknowledge the truth of the situation and wait until you have a clear direction. Then slowly and methodically take action. That was fabulous. There is. It's a lot. It's worth it, though. It's one of those things you just kind of got to go slow, is like the best way I can say it. Also, if you're someone who's big on reading too, another book that I highly recommend. So a soul contract is a report that is done by numerology using Hebrew letters and your birth name. So basically, they look like this. They're done in a graph like this, and so you have to do, oh my gosh, you have to do some mathematical equations to add up these numbers, and then from the numbers, you're able to decipher what the theme is of where the number is placed. I get it, Claire. I get it. So if you're someone who is in Soul Sanctuary, you get a soul design report when you join Soul Sanctuary. And if you're someone who has gotten an alignment audit, you're entered into a waffle to win your soul design. So if you're someone who's gotten an alignment audit, you're entered into the waffle to grab your own. Whitney, what do you mean? You're welcome. I saw it. Jack's chasing a fly. Is there anyone who's been waiting for a card who hasn't had one? And don't forget, today is the last day for alignment audits. They're 33 doll hairs. Let me show you what it looks like. Alignment audits look like this. I tell you what's in your energy, what your spirit guides want you to know, and then I put together a ritual for you to do to incorporate those things into your daily practice. So I'm gonna answer Whitney's question in the way that I understand it. So, I am someone who grew up going to Catholic school. I went to Catholic school from like the 4th to the 8th grade. Before then, I was in a different private school. I was baptized. I had my communion. These were not things that I wanted. I hated going to Catholic school. I was forced to go to Catholic school because the education was supposed to be better. But my family was not religious. And hi Hatman, they also didn't prescribe to like the Catholic teachings, and I didn't either, because I didn't understand how people were trying to tell me that God loves me, but he would like smite me and stone me to death and all this weird stuff, and that he would only like me if I did certain things. It just didn't make sense to me. So one of the things that I've noticed about a couple things. One, I've undone my baptism through a spiritual practice. So I reversed my baptism because I didn't agree to it. I didn't ask for it, and I didn't want it. I've had to unlearn a bunch of those teachings because when you really get into the scheme of things, there isn't good versus evil. No one's going to smite you. You have free will. There's a lot in the Bible that's contradictory. I really struggle when people tell me that Jesus is king, because literally in the Bible it says, I am God, I am the one true God, no false idols. But then people call Jesus God, and technically that's a false idol. So I'm just going to leave that there. This is all stuff we've talked about in the podcast too. I just want to put it out there. So the other thing I've noticed when people talk about starting a spiritual practice is there are people who run to spirituality because they think it's going to fix their lives. And what it is it's not like you don't get to do a spirituality spin dry that's going to fix your life. Becoming a spiritual person is a daily practice to integrate forever. It isn't like you just do it for 6 months and then like don't see a result, so you give up. It's not a fad diet. What it is really, it's learning to come into yourself and how to be present with yourself and how to utilize all facets of yourself, right? Because we are energetic beings, okay? We are souls having a human experience, and we just have a meat suit. We have free will, and we also, have brought consciousness into matter. That's why as above, so below, bringing consciousness into matter, okay? And that's bringing the soul into a physical vessel. That's why you'll hear people say your body is a temple. It is. It houses your soul. This is where your soul lives. That's why people tell you take care of your body, right? It's not bullshit. I used to think it was bullshit. The other thing is that modern medicine really only looks at things from a one-sided lens. So every time that a doctor can't answer something, it's either an itis or it's anxiety, and it's not accurate. What I've come to realize is that when a doctor says that, it's an energetic issue that they just refuse to look at because you can't bill insurance, and a pill ain't gonna fix it. So why even worry about it? If anyone ever says to me, I want to start coming into this work, I always tell them to do this. Make a commitment for yourself for 7 days to write 3 things you're grateful for. So that means every day you are taking time to be present with yourself and to write 3 things you're grateful for. And a lot of what happens is after I'll check in with people like a week out, like after I've said that, and they'll be like, I stopped after day 3. Yeah, I quit after like the 3rd day. If that's where you're at, that's fine. But you can't commit to yourself. And that means that you're not going to commit to anything else. And in doing that, you're going to set yourself up to fail because you're going to blame everybody else. And it's actually you that won't get out of your own way. So I'm going to give you a prime example of this, okay? Real quick. I am someone who used to self-abandon myself all the time. And there are things where in my spiritual practice, I wasn't allowed to do that. But if I had, I wouldn't have gotten to where I was. So let me give you a prime example. My guide that I do past lives with, okay? When I first tried to go into my, into my record, I found him and he wouldn't speak to me. And I went back to him every single day. And for a month, he would not acknowledge my presence. None. Wouldn't do it. It even got to the point where after like 3 weeks, I went to another practitioner and I said, can you, like, what am I missing? And honestly, they just got the same information that I already knew. And what it is that I had to keep showing up, right? I had a solar plexus block that I wasn't worthy of the information. I had a solar plexus block that I wasn't good enough. And I had to keep showing up for myself to prove that. And after I showed up for a month, he acknowledged me for the first time. But if I had given up and thrown in the towel, I wouldn't have done that. And I remember having someone ask me, like one time I shared this story and they said, what made you keep going back? And that really floored me. And I just had to realize that it's just a difference of perspective. I don't like to give up on things. I never have. I like to figure things out and take my time. And I don't care how long it takes me. I will accomplish it. And I know there are other people who just don't function that way, and that's okay. So whenever someone comes to me and they tell me they want to build a spiritual practice, building a spiritual practice is actually building a relationship with yourself. And a lot of people don't find themselves worthy of doing that, so they don't. But how are you going to be able to talk to your guides if you don't know your own body, if you don't understand your own emotions and your own sensations within your body? You'll have a really, really hard time. So what I try to tell people all the time is, if you want to really start somewhere, I know people hate the term shadow work, but that's what this is. You have to go in here with a pitchfork and a lantern, and you have to say, it's time for me to clear out this stuff that's blocking. All the things that you don't want to look at. How many people in here have racing thoughts, right? And so you do everything you can to shut them up. You blast music, you distract yourself with video games or TikTok or whatever. If you don't take the time to be present with those thoughts, you will spend the rest of your life outrunning them. We have to be present and sit with ourselves to be conscious to work through those things. We can't just repress them. We can't just say, oh, that's what it is. We have to be conscious with it. Does that make sense? So my biggest suggestion for anybody here, and I think people think that I didn't do this. So I just want to tell you something, okay? I tell people to start doing 3 things you're grateful for because when I really started to take my spiritual practice seriously, that's what I did. Okay, look. Okay, I did every day. So every day I would get off work at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I would pull out my tarot cards. I would set up my space. I would pull my cards. I would write down what my card pulls were. And then I would write 3 things I'm grateful for. And I made myself do this every fucking day. And I didn't give up on myself. I didn't throw in the towel. I didn't say, no, that's stupid. Because I realized that I don't have the answers for everything. And so sometimes I have to just listen to what's suggested of me. And when I started doing that, things started opening up for me. So if you're someone who doesn't know where to start with looking at the basics. How do you feel about yourself? What are you grateful for? I saw someone ask me what shadow work is. Shadow work is basically working on integrating the parts of yourself that you were taught not to like, and integrating and getting rid of the things and beliefs that aren't yours, and also helping to integrate that ego. Because I gotta tell you, one of the biggest parts of being a spiritual person is the ego death that you go through. It just is. your whole purview will change, and the way that you interact and deal with people will also change. Because that's really what this is learning to integrate yourself. So, Monica wants to do a past life. Shout out, Monica. Don't forget, today is the very, very last day to book, oh my goodness, alignment audits. They look like this. They tell you what's in your energy, what your spirit guides want you to know, and then I put together a ritual for you to do to incorporate those things. It's 33 doll hairs. Whatever time you book it for is the time it shows up in your email. And you're entered into a waffle to do your soul design. That's my speech. Okay, Monica, do I have permission to come over and visit? I gotta change this. Okay, let me song. Otherwise, I'm gonna start singing in the middle of the reading. Well, that's not professional. Okay. Monica, you've been doing some throat stuff anytime with. You've been dealing with some throat stuff this week? It's a theme. You're not alone, if so. I gotta be honest, yours feels more heart-centered. It's like, I think it's your emotions, to be very honest. That's why I think it feels this way, because it's not quite in your throat. It's like right here. And I think it's an expression of emotion. Oh, 1 second. So when I first click in, the very first thing I saw was like this blinding gold reflection. And then I was shown a scarab, which tells me that this is a timeline from Egypt. It's also a heliocentric timeline, which means this is when the sun was really prevalent, as well as the gods of the sun. So here's the thing. We're on some kind of like, you're a woman in this lifetime. Sorry about that. So it's like we're in the middle of a courtyard. What I do want to say though is I can already tell the time frame that I'm looking at, because it's kind of when Rome started to, it's like right in the beginning, because some of the architecture is starting to change. So what I will tell you is that we're obviously on the compound of some kind of pharaoh, some kind of important person. In the center there's like this courtyard, and it's like a big fountain pool thing, but it's in a rectangle. There's stuff growing in it. Honestly, some of these plants I've never seen before. It's kind of like a lily pad, but not. And when I first came in, we're sitting on the side of it. I think there's some kind of fish in here. I get the impression that this is, you are on like the grounds of someone who is very a part of like leadership and politics, who's very influential, because as I'm looking around, I'm getting the impression that a lot of these things are like gifts from other leaders, if that makes sense. And what I want to say is I can already tell. I would have to show you his head. It's goodness gracious. It's one of those hats that's like high and it like loops back. The other thing I feel the need to tell you is not only is gold important, but like that cerulean blue color is also really important. The other thing I want to tell you too is you have on this like red, it's like a deep red though, kind of. I can tell it's like, it looks like it's like dyed with like clay, like linen, but then it has like kind of like this gold filigree along the side of it. You are someone who it looks like, I get the impression like works within this compound community, like for the, I was just told for the royal family. So you're someone who works within this. The other thing I want to say is that I get that you're tied to the woman of it, right? Because I see you helping her in a lot of things, like kind of like setting baths, doing a lot with oils. So what I'm going to stop right here and say is I would not be surprised if you are someone who is scent sensitive and you're very picky about your scents. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you're someone who's super peculiar about that. Just because of the things that I see you doing in this lifetime. The other thing too is it looks like you would pick flowers, you would do oils. It looks like you would make oils too, out of some of these herbs and stuff for, I get it's like I'm told it's his first wife. And it also looks like you help with a lot of kids because I get the impression there's a bunch of them. So I do want to tell you that it's a cycle of power and control, but not in the way you think, because it's really out of devotion. Like, this is something your family is like, you're born into. Like, you're born into service in these families in this timeline. So you, like, your parents did this and then like you do it. And it's not, there's love here. Like, there's devotion on both sides. It's not like there's mistreatment. It's not like it's slavery. It's like this is just how it was in this time period. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think, I'm trying to look further in the timeline, but I don't see it go past 30. So I'm seeing that you pass kind of early at 30. The other thing I asked was who your partners were in this time frame, and there's something to that because it looks like there was like some interest or people that like you would talk to, but you never would make a commitment. And I think it's because it looks like you were really focused on like what you did and making the commitment to yourself. I also want to say that your spiritual practice was pretty big, because there's a lot of things that I see you do on your own time, not just for other people, but like like I see you going to this specific temple just even on your own time. The other thing I will tell you is that you probably are someone who feels rejuvenated in the sun. I wouldn't be super surprised by that. But also, I think you're someone who likes smaller kind of tranquil spaces. Like, I bet that you would do better in like a small courtyard with like a bubbling brook versus like a really big, like wide open, vast landscape. I asked if you've seen this timeline before, and they specifically showed me like the entry of the temple, like where the front entrance. So I think that you've probably shown up there. I wouldn't be surprised in your dreams before, but you've never gone in it. There is a goddess that is specifically tied to this temple. I wouldn't be surprised if you have a thing with cats. Okay, there's something else I'm supposed to tell you. You also have a soul cycle of taking your power back and just like living fully in your authenticity and the things you want to do. So I'm going to give you a reminder of like, don't make yourself small or like covet or hide. That's a weird word, covet, or hide your interests to appease other people or like make people comfortable. The other thing I'm going to tell you is this. in this timeline, you had a lot to share with people. You had a lot of knowledge and a lot of things to teach people, but you didn't. And it's not because you were like gatekeeping it, but it's because your self-worth, you didn't think of yourself highly enough to share the information. So please know, if that's something you struggle with in this timeline, take steps to advocate for yourself that you do know the information. I really think it's going to tie into your, like, coming into your I am presence. Okay, hold on a second. Let me... I've returned. I want to see if I can pull up this picture. Hold on, before I forget. Okay, Monica, I'm going to send you something before I forget. Okay, now I would like to look for the scarab. Like that. Kind of like that. Hold on. That, Monica, is part of your intuition. That is what part of that is. So I bet doing some work to connect back into it, you can also ask them to show you that lifetime. This is for anybody. If you're someone who wants to see some of your past lifetimes, you can ask your guides to bring you there in your dreams and meditation, whatever it may be. A lot of people have better chances at nighttime if you're not someone who's big on meditation. But you can ask them to show you. You can also ask them to show you what you need to learn. Katie, thanks for the rose. Monica, that's crazy. I'm going back through your comments. Well, I think we know a lot of the reasons for some of those things. Also, your favorite colors are something that usually tracks. The other thing I'll say too is, you know how people will tell you like you're a certain color person? It's usually because your favorite color is one of the most prominent colors in your auric field. That's something I've learned. I've been able to kind of figure it out with animals too. You ask an animal's owner what color their animal is, and they'll have an answer for you, and they'll think they're crazy, but you're not. I bet you if I asked you what color is you would know, because you probably have like the same color collars for them, or like, you know, their collar and their, like, it's their color. Same with people. I sent you something on the cord too for you to look at, because it's specific to the timeline, if you wanted to look into it more deeply. And I think that it's someone who's more prevalent than you give them credit for, or just haven't allowed them to, if that makes sense. I love the linear past life stuff. It's so worth it to do it, especially if you're someone who's never taken the time to look into yours. If you're someone who is curious about it, I offer past life snapshots, so you don't actually have to like talk to me or whatever. I basically will go in, do the reading, I write down all my notes, and then I put it together for you in a report. I offer that for spirit guides too, because listen, I know sometimes it's weird to talk to someone you don't know, but you still want to have the understanding. So that's why I also offer snapshots. They're in the ritual and reports tab. That way, if you don't want to talk to me on the phone, you don't want to, you know, any of those things, just like the alignment audit, it's a report. So it's for the peeps who don't want to have to talk to me, but you still want the information. I think it's a good way to kind of give people a bunch of options, if that makes sense. Oh, Monica, I love that. I wonder, what was the color scheme you were thinking of for it? And don't forget too, today is your last day to grab alignment audits. They're gone again until December. So let me show you what one looks like. They're $33 hairs if you're someone who wants to grab one. They look like this. I tell you what's in your energy, what your guides want you to know, and then I put a ritual together for you to do to start incorporating some stuff into your everyday life. Whatever time you book it for is the time that the report shows up in your email. I love that. What I would do, Monica, if I can make any suggestion, is to look into some of the symbolism around scarabs and the colors with them specifically. There's also one more thing I want to look at for your past life. So let me see. Jack, I'm telling you right now, stop. Thank you. All right, let me see. Yeah. I just want to show you one thing. I was trying to describe it, but I did a bad job at it, so I would just like to show it to you. That's what I was trying to show you by putting my hands on my head. Jack is my dog. So that was fun. Thank you for allowing me to do your past life. I am a big fan. If you're someone who takes the energy pendulum course, Jack was who my client was for that course. So if you want to go see Jack, feel free to take the pendulum class, because he was who I taught the class on. He's a good kid. Yeah, there is something to look into. That's specifically a bust of Nefertiti. So if you wanted to look into it, feel free to. But that's just specifically who that is. I have fun with those. So thank you again for trusting me in your energy. So don't forget, there's 3 spots left for readings tonight. If you're someone who wants one, they're $22 hairs. If you would rather do a past life snapshot, check them out in the private booking link. And then don't forget alignment audits. The last day is today if you would like to grab one. You're so welcome. Thank you for allowing me in your energy. It's always an honor and a privilege. The other thing I'll tell you guys too is if questions come up, like when you go into research and whatever, throw them in the Discord Q&A. Because sometimes you got to really like dig into, look into stuff. And then, let me tell you, there is a phrase that's been coming through for me for like weeks, but it sounds like it's coming through a certain way. So I've been looking it up, and actually today I was able to figure out the word, and it's definitely the word, but I can see where the pronunciation was off. So I was able to like track down like the dialect of it. Brandy, I gotta be honest with you. I won't answer that because even if I gave you an answer, there would be nothing you could do about it. Me answering you is not something admissible in court. So I'm sending you all the love in the world, my friend. But I don't do yes and no's. It's fine. I'll tell her again. Oh. Does anyone have questions for me? Or is there anyone who has been waiting for their oracle card? No. Pamela, do you know how many times I've blocked you? Do you know how many? No. Your name's John, but you go by Pamela. Goodbye, Creeperson. No, I'm not coming to South Africa, you fucking weirdo. Get away from me. Good Lord. Hello, Helen. Hello. Is there anyone who's been waiting for an oracle card? Luke, not you too. Toodaloo. Toodles. Queen, do you love yourself? Because if so, then you already found it. Looking for love in all the wrong places. I guess so. Honestly, I guess so. It already it comes in waves, Jen. It comes in waves. We have like a couple minutes where there's like no yes and no weirdness, and then it comes in like, it comes in a bunch. I already told people I will go into anaphylactic shock if you ask me a yes and no question. So if you don't want to get in trouble for attempted murder, don't ask them. Don't. Harmony, thanks for the heart puff. Harmony, do you want an oracle card? I'd be happy to pull one for you. Also, don't forget, last day for alignment audits. Otherwise, you don't get one until December. All right, Harmony, let's see. Let's see. Oh, and we did, the new podcast episode came out yesterday, and the new meditation came out today, and also Soul Sessions is tomorrow. Oh, all right. I was going to fix that. This is the Dragonfly Spirit of Change. It is number 12. Let's see. This card is letting you know that it's all right to change directions. It's okay to change your mind. You do not need to be consistent at every turn. This is the time to put the traditions and expectations of others aside. Instead, you are called to create your own traditions. You are free to express yourself and let your spirit fly. Dragonflies are acrobats of the sky. Not only can they fly backwards, they fly upside down and turn 360 degrees, and while looking graceful as they do. Dragonfly Spirit urges you to take on her same fearless daring. Go beyond predictable behavior. Just because something has always been done a certain way doesn't mean that it needs to continue to be done that way. Yo! What's up? Hello! I hope you guys are having a fabulous Saturday. I hope you did something for yourself today. We did a guided meditation to go grab some dragon light codes in the dragon realm today. That is over in the Patreon if you are someone who wants to check it out. Ember is on a 7-day free trial, so there's no commitment if you want to go be nosy. This is the last day to book alignment audits. If you've been thinking about getting one, they look like this. I tell you what's in your energy, what your guides want you to know, and then I tell you a custom made ritual for you to do to start incorporating those things into your daily life. What else? Soul Sessions is tomorrow. It's worth it. It was super good. I think Claire did the recording. They carry and this is not a dumb question. I just want everybody to know this. Okay. So the first time I ever sent a recording, Dinky even asked me, she's like, is this going to work through the recording? Yes, because you're in the energy snapshot, right? So you're in there. It's the same if you're someone who is in the Patreon. There is a healing to raise your vibration that was filmed on the full moon at a certain time. It's very strategically energetic. So if you're someone who has always wondered, do the recordings work? They do. It's the same energy, the same all the things. It's just basically captured in a capsule. So feel free to check it out. Omen, thanks for the heart me. Let's see, now I got the energy burps. Hold on. What do we have for Omen today? This is the earth spirit of stability. Hi, Beatus. It is time to take measure of your life and put your roots down. Assess who you are and where you are and make plans for the future, but don't act on those plans until you feel secure in stepping forward. This is the time of preparation and going deeper. This card can also indicate that you aren't grounded and you need to create more stability in your life. Think things through before you take action and take time to plan your future carefully. Don't rush into anything. Strength is growing within you. Security and protection surround you. You're safe. If you're thinking of making a secure financial investment and receive this card, it's telling you that it's a good time to do so and take risks. That was fabulous. Is there anyone else who's been waiting for an oracle card who hasn't had one yet? I am positive you probably do too, Monica. Positive you probably do too. If you haven't done the very first meditation to the Dragon Realm, it is also in the Patreon. Feel free to check that one out. Feel free to check it out. Beatus, you want your oracle card for the day? And don't forget, Last day for alignment audits. They disappear tonight at midnight. You're also entered into a waffle to win your soul design, which is a mix of your soul contracts and your human design. All right, let's see. Killa, do you want one too? Harmony. See, Harmony just got herself entered into the waffle. Get it, girl. Oh, Omens, it was for you. I gotta remember. I don't remember. Wasn't it this one? Wasn't that what it was? I'm pretty sure that was it. But I already forgot. Honestly, guys, when I do readings, I like forget very soon after. So if you're someone who has a reading and you come back to me 3 weeks later, I'm probably not going to remember. But I have started to upload all of the lives on YouTube again. So feel free to go check it out, especially if you're someone who has been waiting or to go back and look at your readings. You're fine, my friend. I feel bad. I think it was that one, though. All right, Beatus, let's see. What do I have for the Beatus? Do. Oh, Beatus, you got to choose. Left or right? I might sneeze. I apologize in advance. This is the Aspen Spirit of Courage. Harmony, thanks for hanging out with us, my friend. And don't forget, guys, we have a free Discord. We do movie night, we do craft night, we do workshops in there, we hang out in there. There's resources for kind of every part of your journey. So feel free to come check it out. If the Aspen Spirit card has shown up for you in your life today, it brings a message of courage, protection, community, and the ability to face and overcome obstacles in life. Know that you are protected and you are safe. You are ready to step forward with courage and grace, no matter what seems to be blocking your way. The Aspen's network of roots is a sign that you should be open to support from others. Combine your effort with like-minded individuals. You don't need to do it all alone. This may be a good time to bond with people over a creative project or a community endeavor. That was fabulous. I like that one. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. Is there anyone else who's been waiting for a card who hasn't had one yet? I would be happy to pull it for you if so. And then I'm gonna be annoying, but last day for alignment audits. They disappear at midnight. Poof, gone. They're 33 doll hairs. It tells you what's in your energy, what your spirit guides want you to know, and then I put together a ritual for you to do to incorporate that stuff. Whatever time you book it for is around the time it shows up in your email. You don't got to talk to me on the phone or anything. All right, Ems, let's see what we got for Ems today. Ooh, left or right? Left or right? Clyde. I almost made a joke, but I'm not gonna. Bye, Clyde. See you later, homie. This is the Maple Spirit of Generosity. Let's see. What you give out comes back to you tenfold. There are times in life to receive, and there are times to provide love, services, and items to others. This card suggests that this is a time to give with your whole heart. Give without thinking of what you will gain in return, and by doing this, you enter into a flow of the universe, and blessings will shower upon you. Maples are thought to be a very old species of tree. They're known to withstand environmental changes and can survive and thrive in various climates. Some traditions believe that the maple lends strength and power to those around it, and if you tap into the maple, you'll find a sweet sap which symbolically brings sweetness into your life. Ems, that was a good one. Hold on, I feel like I need to check the comment settings. There's something blocked in the keywords. The word beautiful is blocked. That's funny. That was funny. That was fabulous. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. Is there anyone else who's been waiting for their oracle card? Or who has questions for me, whether it's about energy readings, past life readings, anything of the sort. And then don't forget, last day for alignment audits. Last day. They will not be back again until December. So you got to wait 11 months. So if you want to grab one, they're 33 doll hairs. And you're also entered into the waffle to win your soul design. Beatus, thanks for the lightning bolt. What did everybody have for dinner? I know I've already asked a couple people. Get it, Beth. I'll body double with you any day. Harmony, if you go up here to my face, if you click the beacon link in my bio, you'll find the Discord invite link right in there. I do not do fertility anything. I also don't do love anything either. No love, no babies. Also, don't ask me any legal questions because I'm not admissible in court. I just want you to know that. There is no way I can testify to a judge how I got my information because it doesn't go in the rules of evidence, just so you know. So just want to put that out there. I don't do legal questions either. I can definitely find out stuff, but you can't do anything with it, okay? Just want you to know that. I could totally find things out, but we cannot do anything with it. Bye, Beatus. Ems, you're cool too. Thanks for hanging out with us. Pork chops, sloppy joes. I haven't had that in a while. So, oh, chili. Cereal. That's not bad. What kind of cereal? 'Tis the question. Also, I think movie night is James and the Giant Peach. If you're a super fan, you get access to Unicorn Alley within the Discord. And that's where you get to vote on movie night every week. Also, craft night is this week. It's on Tuesday. Doo-doo-doo. Oh my god, that fucking I Can't Love You in the Dark song is back. I swear. Take Adele and take her somewhere, because I can't. Me too. I haven't seen Turner and Hooch in a very, very long time. That is a really good movie. I got this, like, one of those P.F. Chang frozen dinner bags last night when I went to go get my frozen pizza, but I don't know. It's been one of those nothing sounds great, you know? Harmony, support that. 100%. 100%. I'm drinking that gingerbread chai latte thing. You've never heard of James and the Giant Peach? What? Is that what? You've never heard of James and the Giant Peach? Is that what you mean? Girl, Checkers fries. You know what else is good, Courtney? Oh, you haven't heard of Turner and Hooch? It's an old movie. It's an old movie. You should watch it. Hi, Norm. We're watching James and the Giant Peach for movie night on Monday in the Discord. If you guys want to come hang out, movie night is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Craft night is Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. If you want to come be crafty. I guess we're going to put Turner and Hooch on the movie list now. Shout out Ems. Let's get it in there. Hold on a second. Now we have to. I'm going to put it in the alley so I don't forget about it. Okay, that way I can't forget. Oh man, that's probably super true. Probably super true. Ems, thanks for the follow. Good, Silas. I'm happy for that. James and the Giant Peach is a good movie. It was Rebecca's vote. Yay, Courtney, I can't wait. I can't wait. Any ideas for an at-home anniversary dinner? It depends on what you like. You can do steak, risotto. You can make like a fancy pasta dish. It depends on what you like. Ooh, wait, that sounds good. Yeah, I was going to say, it's an old one. It's an old one. Turner and Hooch is 2 years older than me. So, that tells you anything. I was born in 91. You're welcome, Silas. Bum, bum, bum. Is there anyone who has been waiting for their Oracle card who hasn't had one? Also, if you're someone who's struggling to get into the Discord, just let me know. Sometimes the link is temperamental. So let me know and I'll just send you my username. You can come in that way. It does that sometimes. Also, don't forget, Patreon is on a 7-day free trial if you want to come hang out and check it out. Soul Sanctuary's tomorrow. I don't either, Beth. I'm going to be honest. I'm a steak girl. Like, I'll eat steak every day. I went through a phase where I had a chicken Caesar salad pizza every day for like 3 weeks. I go through phases. If I find something I'll just eat the shit out of it until I physically never want to eat it again, if that makes sense. I'm not a good person to ask about that. However, I like steak and I like cooking stuff, so. Whitney Soul Sanctuary is at, let me check the schedule. Hold on. So Soul Sanctuary is for people who are a part of the Soul Sanctuary tier and Patreon. 1 second. And I think it's at 3 o'clock. Let me just check. Let me look at the calendar of events. Also, if you're someone who is in the Patreon, I put up a calendar of events every month. So you know when the live streams are, you know, Ether Study Hall is this week. There's a workshop we're doing to understand how you receive energetic information. And so let's see. Let me read you the list. Hold on. Schedule. Okay, so Soul Sessions is tomorrow at 3 p.m. for my people who are in Soul Sanctuary. Ether Study Hall is this Wednesday. That's for anyone who's in Ember, Healer's Hearth, or Soul Sanctuary. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing a soul design live stream next week on the 20th. The next guided meditation is 2 Saturdays from now at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The next time to get everybody's energy work. So remember, if you're a part of Ember or Healer's Hearth, you're do your own personalized energy work every month. If you're a member of Soul Sanctuary, you're do your energy work and a personal reading, whether it's guides, past lives, something like that. So the next live stream to get those readings done is on the 25th, and then the last Soul Sessions for the month is the very last day of the month on the 31st. So if you're someone who's in Soul Sanctuary, Soul Sessions is basically where we talk about shadow work and all the things that we're struggling with, and we give support to each other and talk about it. I call it a support group for your soul. So it's a super cool way. On Patreon, we're not filtered. You guys can say whatever you want. You don't have a character limit. So if you guys wanted to type a whole paragraph, which happens during Soul Session, you get to. So it's why we do it over on Patreon. It's also, the other thing I want to say is Soul Sessions is for people in Soul Sanctuary just because it's something really personal, and I do it because I want to make sure that people who are in there for the right reasons. So I will say that Soul Sanctuary is the top tier in the Patreon, but it's really meant for people who are ready to take the jump. If you join Soul Sanctuary, you get your soul design within the first week. You get access to every class, every meditation, every energy work. There's over 340 posts in there. So you get access to a plethora of information. So I try to make a space for everybody. So feel free, check it out. See what works for you. See what you like. And don't forget, there's stuff for everybody. Spark is $10 a month. Soul Sanctuary is $111. So you can start anywhere and you can always upgrade. So if you're someone who wants to start in Spark this month and next month you want to go to Soul Sanctuary, you can. But I try to make it accessible for everybody. So there's a tier that starts at $10 and then the highest up tier is $111. Jenny, thanks for the heart me. All right, let's see. What do we have for Jenna today? Divinely, welcome to Patreon. It's great over there. There's a ton of stuff. Even if you join the free Patreon, guys, there's stuff there too. There's guided meditations. There's a bunch of stuff. So feel free to check it out. Okay. This is the Earth Spirit of Stability. Let's see. It's time to take measure of your life and put your roots down. Assess who you are and where you are, and make plans for the future, but don't act on those plans until you feel secure in stepping forward. This is the time of preparation and going deeper. This card can also indicate that you aren't grounded and you need to create more stability in your life. Think things through before you take action. Take time to plan your future carefully and don't rush into anything. Strength is growing within you. Security and protection surround you. You are safe. If you're thinking of making secure financial investments and you receive this card, it's telling you that this is a good time to do so. It is not a time to take risks. That was fabulous. Jenny, thanks for letting me pull it for you. Okay, so here's the deal. It's way past somebody's dinner time. He's telling me I'm late. So what I want to remind you of is this. Today is the very, very, very last day to get an alignment audit. So if you are someone who's debated on booking an alignment audit, they're 33 doll hairs. They look like this. I tell you what's in your energy, what your guides want you to know, and then I put together a custom ritual for you to do to incorporate those things into your daily practice. Whatever time you book the audit for is the time that it shows up in your email. You might even get it sooner. You're also entered into a waffle to win your soul design, which is a report that I do, which is a mix of your human design and your soul contracts. So feel free to check that out. I'm going to do the waffle for that tomorrow for all the people who got an alignment audit. So if you're someone who signed up for an alignment audit before midnight tonight, you're entered into that waffle. And what else? We did a new meditation today over in the Patreon if you want to go check it out. The new podcast episode came out yesterday. It's episode 19. That's fucking crazy. And Monday is movie night. Tomorrow is soul sessions. Boom. Those are all the things I can think of off the top of my head. So don't forget, all the links are up here. Whether it's Discord, Patreon, the alignment audit, the private booking link, any of the things. So feel free, go check it out. Ems, thanks for hanging out with us. I will be back here tomorrow to hang out with my peeps. We'll reopen the reading list, all the things. Yeah, I think that's all. Don't forget, it's your last day for an alignment audit. So if you've been waffling, I just want to let you know that you're worth it. So it's cheaper probably than whatever you were going to DoorDash on your Saturday night. So take some time, invest 33 doll hair.